Listen, I f***ing Katt. Hard. Wait, D-Ray, just tell me, what part of the game?
Listen, I care hard standby D simply let me know which part of the game up another nigga's paper Tiffany Haddish is residing something weighty, and however cumbersome as she may be the reason would you say that since us all are attempting to be in a superior circumstance and harmed individuals hurt. Individuals yet? I a hurt individual. Okay, you all need to bounce on this show immediately on the grounds that it seems as though we are going to see a confrontation between Dave Chappelle and Feline Williams after Dave went in on Feline after his remarks on Club Shay. Presently, Feline expressed nothing about Dave, except for Dave actually feels a sort of way about the meeting since it paints Dark Craftsman in a terrible light, and he blamed Feline for being hostile to Dark. Dave didn't keep down blaming Feline for being rude toward Dark specialists, and he sort of indicated that Feline was being bigoted toward his own kin. Well, it appears as though there was some show fermenting between them. Ease two men, since you realize Dave doesn't toss allegations daintily so. In the event that he was calling Feline out, you realize there needed to be some significant tea. So does this imply that these two are going to begin quarreling again? A piece of the game is this: he does it all the time. This one and that one and this one. Yet I heard nothing that you fouled up Feline was discussing. That did to other, yet not tied in with anything, so you all expertise Feline will. Imes has been discussing the way in which the business plan to come for him for coming clean and how his profession has been kept down significantly throughout the years on the grounds that the influential individuals at Hollywood disdain the way that he continues to discuss them, and they have chosen to rebuff him. A few of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own hindrance. When individuals are against the Illuminati, then they get hit upside the head constantly. The press loathes him. No one enjoys him. Well, Dave Chappelle just emerged to openly check Feline for opposing Dark specialists during his Club Shay interview, calling Feline out for being hostile to Dark and pandering to the white man to the detriment of his own local area. It's implied that Feline's meeting with Shannon Sharpie on Club Shay has been one of the most hazardous snapshots of the year so far, on the grounds that it's been over a month since the meeting dropped, and fans are still choked about it since he spilled some fiery tea in the meeting that actually has everybody choked. Well, everybody aside from the celebs that he talked about in the meeting, since they are naturally agitated about the thing he said about them, and a ton of them have shouted out and hammered him for being cold-hearted or directly up making up anecdotes about them. One of the celebs that he talked about was Cedric the Performer, since he called Cedric an extortion who approached taking jokes from other celebs and making them look like his no one knows why liars on truth, and that is the reason I needed to come on the program. Cedric did likewise. Cedric let you know when you asked him, did you take Feline Williams' joke? He said, it don't arrange how it don't arrange that I did it on television in 2018. You came to see me at the parody store, do it in 2019, and afterward did it on the Lords of Satire. Like, what doesn't arrange I? This is a broadcast joke that Imprint Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was the very Steve that went to go watch Imprint. He additionally guaranteed that Cedric was not a genuine comic since he didn't compose his own jokes, rather taking jokes or contingent upon others to compose his jokes for him. Fellas, lie Cedric, staying here explaining to you why he ain't a celebrity. He here seemed to be a walrus. You didn't not say anything. He couldn't get his arms off his stomach, sitting over why I'm not a film. What composed nothing recall when Cedric the Performer be ins he should be singing, moving, and making wisecracks. That is the reason he's known as the Performer. We figured out he can't sing, can't move, and doesn't compose jokes. He did 4 satire specials. They're so terrible, Shannon, they're not accessible on Netflix or Tube. Might I at any point say that again? For the crowd, they're terrible to the point that they're not accessible on Netflix or Tube. You don't believe's a decent a Feline then, at that point, said something about how Cedric would go to his shit. I was just to take Feline's jokes from his sets and afterward make the jokes look like his be a considerably more impressive joke. So this isn't an arbitrary joke. This is my absolute best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my end joke. Okay, 1998. I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the parody store. He watches me in the crowd. He comes behind the stage. He lets me know what an extraordinary work I did, and the amount he cherishes the joke 2 years after the fact. He's doing that as his keep going joke on the rulers of satire, and he's doing it verbatim. He's changed my vehicle into a spaceship, better believe it. This was humiliating for Cedric in light of the fact that quite possibly of the most awful thing that you can do to a comic or a rapper is to uncover them for not composing their lines in light of the fact that their whole vocation depends on them composing their own stuff, so Cedric was naturally enraged over Feline's remarks on Club Shay since he took to virtual entertainment. In meant to impact, Feline saying revisionist history, no matter what anything that Feline's perspective, my profession can't be decreased to one joke. Feline Williams claims, as his I've been in more than 40 motion pictures, my specials, and brands say a lot about who I'm individuals I have placed on. Remember Feline for the cap at the Gibson Amphitheater and all that extreme talk is cliche of I'm a developed man and no part of that stuff going to go like you figure you. You and I got this here yet said. This was by all accounts not the only humorist that whistled out for being phony, since he likewise called Kevin Hart out for being a phony and a misrepresentation. Feline attacked Kevin, saying that Kevin was faking a ton of things in his profession, like the way that he isn't generally so fruitful at. He jumps at the chance to profess to be, and it's all smokes and mirrors in 15 years in Hollywood. Nobody in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him truly getting a substitute applause at any satire club he previously had his arrangements when he arrived. Have we known about a comic that came to LA, and in his most memorable year in law, he had his own sitcom on network TV, and had his own film called Soul Plane that he was driving? No, we've never known about that before that individual, or since that individual. What do you think? A plant is currently Feline and Kevin have had their issues for quite a while on the grounds that Kevin has consistently hawked Feline for being untrustworthy about his vocation and lying about being repudiated. You all recollect how Feline said that his vocation endured because of him uncovering celebs. Well, Kevin chose to come for Feline unexpectedly, and in a meeting that he did on the Morning Meal Club, he blamed Feline for lying, asserting that Feline is a fiend who can't remain perfect, and that is the reason his vocation never truly exploded. So Feline spilling tea on him on Club Shay was something of recompense for Vin's words, yet Kevin was not having this, since he applauded back, calling Feline a comedian better who had a place with a carnival. Hello Kev, you did not express anything to Feline Williams when he did a 3-hour oosh interview talking slow yesterday. You didn't put a shot clock on her. Well done. You do? You engage the bazaar, or do you watch it? Per which one? Yet there was still a ton that Feline said about a ton of specialists, including Steve Harvey, very much like with Feline Steve and Feline had a ton of issues for quite a while. At first, they were on incredible conditions, yet things before long turned sour between them since they got exceptionally cutthroat. Steve got into the business before Feline did, and he even provided Feline with his stamp of an endorsement during Feline's initial days in the business. For instance, at the 2005 Bet Parody Grants, Steve presented Feline in front of an audience for his presentation, and he had only beneficial comments about Feline. Lovely people. If it's not too much trouble, welcome, quite possibly of the most sizzling youthful comic in the nation today. I'm letting you know he got my stamp. This Feline is blistering. If it's not too much trouble, set up your hands for Feline Williams. Great night, fine people. Things reached a critical stage when they were both booked to perform at a similar New Year's Eve show in Detroit, Michigan, and it just escalated the hamburger that they previously had going on. Feline asserted that Steve felt a sort of way about him doing the show, and that Steve began reviling him. A sound recording became a web sensation at the time where Feline was blaming Steve for this. I'd like, first of all, to say thank you to you, since you didn't need to acknowledge this. You might have recently said no, I won't do it. You have been the lord of parody insofar as we've had one obvious truth. The entire expression Lord of Parody can be credited to you, and I'm regarded that you would permit me to essay a similar stage as you. I don't have the foggiest idea why individuals made this a title out. I don't have the foggiest idea why you was alright with that. I need to apologize for what will happen. Who is this? The second that you get in front of an audience, the second that you get off stage, I really want you to comprehend that that is your last time